Man, David Benavidez has been catching a lot of flack with his performance against Alexander Gazdik. Okay, a lot of people have been giving him a lot of heat, saying that his performance at 175 pounds shows that he's not going to be too successful at the division, and he's not going to, basically be able to, conquer this division like they say he, was conquering or possibly could conquer 168. And there's an article here on Boxing News 24 that was basically going in on David Benavidez and his performance. Now, I disagree with this article, and also a lot of people that's basically giving negative comments about his performance this last Saturday, and I want to tell why. But before I do so, let me welcome everybody back into the channel. Much love, peace, blessings to everybody checking in. Yes, Lord. Should go and get a mic. And in my personal opinion, I think David Benavidez put up and showed a lot of positive things in that fight versus Gazdik. We understand Alexander Gazdik is already at 175. He's already been campaigning there. He's already been a champion. And, being that this is David Benavidez's first fight at the division, I like to give him a little bit of a pass for not really getting the knockout, because you got to get acclimated to the division change. Okay, we know he's been doing this thing at 168. He's been making guys look terrible. He's been knocking guys out, and not only that, but in my personal opinion, in this fight with Gazdik, he showed that he's actually getting a lot better than he used to be. He looked, obviously he didn't get the knockout because the Gazdik is, he's a pretty sturdy fighter. He's got some, experience. He's got a pretty decent sized frame on him. He's not the easiest person to knock out. We know he's been knocked out once, but that's the only time he's ever lost to Beterbiev. So in my personal opinion, I think this was a very solid win for David Benavidez, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people, feel like he should, a lot of people feel like, he should have got the knockout, or, I don't know. I hear a lot of people talking, but I want to get into some of this article, and I want to kind of give my explanation as to what they were basically trying to say here. It says David Benavidez's performance last Saturday night in his debut at 175 against Alexander Gazdik showed that he has limited future at the lightweight division. Now,
stop the cap.
My personal opinion, I think that's a little bit of biasness coming here from this particular person that wrote this, Dan Ambrose. In my personal opinion, I think there's a lot of positive that we could have taken away from this fight. He put the pressure on Gazdik the entire night. Okay, it looked almost like how Tank was doing. Tank was putting a lot of pressure on Frank Martin, and so was David Benavidez in the co-main event. Now, in my personal opinion, his footwork looked pretty good. His hand speed looked pretty good. Did he have the best power? No, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have the best power, but who does when they move up in weight? Not everybody weight translates exactly the same when they move up in weight. Now, the article says the fight showed that David Benavidez lacks the pop in his punch at 175 pounds to be one of the major players in the weight class, and will be exposed once he gets against the champions, if he gets against one of the champions, or if he even faces David Morrell. Now, I disagree with that as well, because like I said before, not only is this David Benavidez's first fight at 175 pounds moving up to this weight class, but like I said before, he didn't particularly look terrible in that fight. We've seen David Benavidez fighting over the years, just coming up and up, up and up the ranks. And, in my personal opinion, he's always showed to have power. He's always shown to be able to outdog and outgrit these fighters. But in my personal opinion, he's been adding a lot of stuff to his, to his game that we haven't typically seen in the past. And in my personal opinion, I think he's going to be just fine at 175. I get it. Beterbiev got power, but I mean, the way he puts pressure on these fighters, man, you're going to probably see a lot of their game plans change. And I like Beterbiev. I like Beterbiev. What's his name? Dmitry Bivol. He's a good fighter. David Morrell is not a champion. He's still kind of a contender coming up, trying to move through the ranks. He's a good fighter as well. But, man, everybody has those plans and they show potential. Let me turn off Ellie Sec back real quick. They have their potential and how they do their thing, but all of that stuff goes out the window, man, when a person is putting mental pressure and physical pressure on you the entire fight. So in my opinion, I think David Benavidez is going to be fine. I think he's going to be just fine at the weight class. And I don't think he's going to have an issue. I think he's going to win some fights. I think he might even be champion. I mean, he has a bright future in my personal opinion. What else was there that I wanted to give a point on in this article? It says, ideally, David Benavidez should prove himself before fighting for the undisputed by facing Morrell, Willie Hutchison, Anthony Yard, and Joshua, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Even fighting the loser of Bivol and Beterbiev fight will be an excellent way for Benavidez to prove that he belongs at the division. Now, I agree with that. He definitely is going to have to beat some of these guys. He's definitely going to have to get in there. I don't mind seeing the David Morrell fight. Not David, what's his name? Yeah, his name is David. Okay, David Morrell. I like that fight. I think David Morrell has good power. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's up and coming, and he looks like he's going to be able to hurt some guys. So, but in my personal opinion, he does have to prove things versus these fighters. But based off of his performance with Gosdick, the point that I'm making is that I don't think him not knocking out Gosdick is a good measuring stick. You know, just saying that he's not going to be good at the division or he's not going to be able to become champion. I don't think that's fair in my personal opinion. And I think in my opinion, I feel like you know, the writer of this article is being a little bit biased in my personal opinion, but somebody says Benavidez fought a former champion whose only L prior to Saturday night come by a KO by the heaviest hands in the division. He got the win, which is all that matters. He's now in line for the winner of AB and Bivol and or Canelo. So yeah, I think he has a bright future, man. He's fighting in ways that I think is very fan friendly. I think David Benavidez has a fan friendly style. You know, he comes forward, he looks for the fight, he's always ready to, you know, attack. He's always, you know, putting that mental pressure on people, and his footwork is getting better. His combinations is getting better. And I think, in my personal opinion, if Canelo was going to fight him, he should have did it earlier, man. He should have went ahead and got him out the way early, man, because right now I think David Benavidez is getting better and better. And Canelo might be in trouble if he ever gets that fight. So y'all let me know down in the comments how y'all feel about it. I know I'm kind of stuttering and messing up a little bit, but I appreciate everybody for checking to the video. Much love, peace, blessings.